And who said that besides Russia? Russia.
I saw it on film.
I have a friend who is currently living in.
What exactly did you personally witness?
I was there myself in 2014 in May.
What did you see personally?
The Maidan in Luhansk. And I heard firsthand from the local civilians there that individuals simply arrive and either loot their possessions or inflict harm.
Who comes? Who arrives and robs them? At what point do they come and rob them?
Ukrainian army.
The armed forces of Ukraine were dispatched to that region as part of the anti-terrorist operation, which was formally declared and publicly announced on April 13, 2014. They specifically arrived there, I understand, around the end of the month, perhaps closer to the 20th, or even the 25th, or something of that nature. It was around that time, as I recall. The anti-terrorist operation was immediately declared by the acting president right after that event.
Against what? The anti-terrorist operation?
Against Gherkin, specifically Gherkin Strelkov, who, along with other Russian military personnel, invaded Sloviansk on the 12th. And it was in response to Russia's military aggression, which was a violation of borders and an invasion of Ukrainian territory, that the ATO was announced. And it was only then that Ukrainian military personnel went there when Russian forces were already present. And seriously, do you actually possess any logical thinking at all? Why did no one kill anyone before 2013? Why were Russian speakers not being oppressed anywhere by anyone? Why is it that wherever Russia managed to enter and occupy, that's where Russian speakers were oppressed? But in areas with full access to Russian speakers like Kharkiv, Dnipro and Odessa, why haven't Ukrainian punitive forces gone there to eradicate everyone? You can't go there. Donetsk and Luhansk are protected by Russians. So why not go to other Russian-speaking cities where there are no Russians and no one is protecting them? So you're saying they wanted to kill Russian speakers in Donetsk but couldn't because Russia interfered? Why didn't they kill Russian speakers in Kharkiv? No one stood in their way there. They could have simply gone and killed them.
Well, why? Why are you banning the Russian language in your country now?
No one is prohibiting the Russian language in our country. We are, you see, all ceasing to speak it. We are unlearning it, and we are all starting to despise it. Because the Russian language is the language of our enemy. Right after we hear Russian speech, we see flashes, the launch of mortars, shells, and missiles. You get it? You hear Russian speech, then from that side they shoot at you.
It's the language of the CIS. You try going to Azerbaijan with your Ukrainian language, try speaking Ukrainian there. Will anyone understand you? Start speaking Russian, and many people will understand.
Now and now.
Azerbaijan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, or Georgia.
That's fine, that's fine.
But why ban it? The language? What's it got to do with it?
I'll explain again. It's not banned, never was. Period. People themselves are stopping no. They're unlearning it and hating it because the Russian language is a sign of the enemy. Understand?
No, people in your country get aggressive when you start speaking Russian. I've seen many videos.
That's what I'm telling you. It's not a ban, Russian. We thought Russians were a brotherly nation. It turned out Russians are our murderers and enemies. And so now you understand that the Russians did absolutely everything to force Ukrainians to cease learning the Russian language, because they knew that the Russians would murder us. They knew the Russians came here intending to kill us. All while claiming they're protecting Russian speakers. So why should we become Russian speakers if you're just going to come protect us later? And when you arrive to defend Russian speakers, you end up destroying everything that exists, along with the Russian speakers. How do you do that? How is everything leveled? For example, in Mariupol, no Russian speakers, no property of Russian speakers. And that's that. And that's that, guys. It's all quite straightforward. Russia no longer needs to impose any prohibitions. In fact, if you had been paying even a little attention, you would grasp that prohibitions often spark a substantial amount of curiosity and interest. People always want exactly what's forbidden, what's hard to get. People here are forgetting the Russian language because it's the language they're using to try and kill us, not because it's Russian. There. You are being told that Ukrainians dislike Russians simply because we don't like them. On the contrary, that's entirely incorrect. We tolerated Russians even when it was no longer necessary, when we should have known they were our adversaries. And that's that.
Well, I'll share my current thoughts with you. I'm listening to you, brother. My perspective is this. This current war, this is simply for territorial gain, right?
Oh, Seriously?
Well, who needs this war? Let's think about it. The people?
You do. You absolutely need it.
I'm Russian. I don't understand the point of this war.
How can you not get it? War is your bread and butter. You're a mercenary. Why ask about war? If you knew how to do anything else, you'd probably be doing it. Working with your hands, maybe with your head, but you can't do anything.
I can work with my head and my hands. I can do all of that.
Just talking.
I just have this opinion.
No, what you claim you can do is all nonsense. You're useless. If you had skills, you'd apply them.
Look, I'll even show you these pictures immediately. Live on the stream.
Well, you know, how can I put this, how can I explain this in a way that doesn't sound too crude or offensive?
No, why?
You see, to become, for example, to become, your desire and your readiness truly matter more, rather than possessing some remarkably advanced skill or certain specific parameters. It's about what you want and how prepared you are.
Oh, my friend. See, this is the house I'm building for myself, understand?
Emma?
Can you see it?
I see.
We did it all. With my brother friends, we did it.
Do you have a family? Who will live there when you're killed in the war? Who's going to finish building it? Who's going to put the windows in when you get blown away in the war?
It'll be finished, you know, only about a month left to go.
A month? And who will live there then? Not if, when? You haven't just gone once. You are perpetually at a heightened probability of risk.
He'll live there, it'll be left to him.
Look, once again, to become a prostitute, you don't really need any superpowers or special abilities. You simply need to have the readiness, so to speak, to somewhat broaden your moral principles. Let's phrase it this way. To become a mercenary, indeed a mercenary, not a soldier defending the state and its national security, but rather just a mercenary. Well, there are, let's say, ideological ones. Those are truly great people. Currently, there are individuals fighting for Ukraine, motivated by a belief in the cause and for the nation itself. Well, our Ukrainian people have consistently, time and again, in their own private and voluntary capacity, lent their support to various demonstrations, shall we say, expressions of liberty and freedom. They provided support for freedom-loving actions in various countries. You dropped your camera somewhere.
I'm quiet.
Indeed, they provided consistent support, for example, when the Russians attacked Ichkeria, a fully sovereign state that had, in the exact same manner, achieved its independence after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Russia launched an attack, and Ukrainians, who are well versed in history and possess, so to speak, particular values and principles, moved to offer their support to fellow freedom-loving Chechens. But you guys, look at your friend, your brother, right? He's even your brother. He says, I don't understand what this war is for. I think this war is pointless. What does that phrase convey? It shows you lack any ideology. You went. You're at war. Kill. You are permanently ending people's lives and jeopardizing your own, all while not comprehending the purpose and asserting that it serves no one's interests. You are engaged in something that you yourself deem unnecessary. You claim nobody needs it, yet you do it day in and day out. Who exactly are you then?
For me, it's my job. I've been at it for ages.
Exactly. My point is, I explained it. You're not ideological mercenaries. You simply put morals aside, saying, for money, killing's okay. I need money more than my morals. That's why I mentioned the prostitute earlier. The attitude towards and the level of respect for such actions are roughly equivalent.
I've been in the army since 2013, actually.
You said 17. You said 2017 at the beginning.
I completed my conscription and then some more. After returning home, I then proceeded to sign a contract. At that point, not much was actually going on. This is simply my job.
Again, what? What for? What exactly is the purpose of your work for you personally? To make some cash?
I do my job.
But you said that the people involved...
Just like people.
People go to an office, yet prostitutes choose not to go to an office. They work elsewhere. Office work, prostitution, and mercenaries for hire are distinct. You shouldn't compare an office worker with someone who kills for money. Come on, my friend.
It's my job. Where else am I supposed to go?
Ah, you understand. Do you fully grasp the distinction between a job and a hobby? You get paid for your work, that's all. Just because you're compensated for your crimes and your immoral transgressions, should that make me understand or respect you? I mean, really.
For my employment contract, I lack the authority to terminate it. I am bound by contract law.
Like I said, you couldn't think of anything better to do with your life than kill people for money.
But I joined when there wasn't a war.
So when you signed up, did your contract or conscription paperwork state that your duties would involve planting flowers and cultivating a new variety of tomatoes, or what exactly did it say? Or curing people? Look, the military is truly a great thing. It's truly about safeguarding your nation.
My dad was military, I followed suit.
Oh!
We're currently chatting. Wait, he's actually live streaming.
Hold on, what did you say?
Well, your friend just showed a photo of some kind of person. I'm not sure who that person is. What exactly was that thing? What was the purpose of showing that?
Just a moment, tell me, what's the name of your channel?
Stanislav Chumak.
Stanislav Chumak, find it on YouTube.
He's
live there.
Video will cut out.
Okay.
There. No, I'm telling you. I'm just saying I'm continuing my father's work, that's all. I've been in the army for a long time.
In my family, I don't know a single man in my family who hasn't been a military man. I simply don't know any at all. They were all military personnel. Some reached the rank of colonel, others lieutenant. The specific rank is not important. And I possess immense respect, not solely for my immediate family, but for this very profession. Though it's more than a profession, it's a dedicated service. You are serving a purpose.
It's still a profession.
You're defending, yet you're not. You're simply a mercenary. You're not defending your home, nor are you defending your own land. You travel to a foreign state to kill other individuals. And as I'm telling you, had you stated, I'm an idealist. I believe that you Ukrainians I don't know are. Or you Ukrainians are not.